Hey, what's up guys? This is Theo here, and in this video I'm going to go through a basic React and Webpack setup, as well as we might look at Webpack dev server. And basically what I want to just show you is a lot of times the tooling behind um, the JavaScript 2017 ecosystem can be sort of daunting if you don't know what you're doing. So I want to show you guys, how you can go from scratch, because I realize a lot of people's sort of trepidation or reluctancy to get into this pretty shiny tooling is the initial setup, and I'm on the same boat, or I'm in the same boat. But in this video, I'm going to break it down, hopefully easy enough for everyone to understand. And yeah, let's get to it, guys. So first things first, I'm here at my desktop. I'm going to make a directory called simple webpack setup. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to go into simple webpack setup. And to set this up, I'm going to create a few things. I'm going to create a package.json. This is going to store our node modules and our scripts. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do npm init y to set up a basic package.json. Obviously, it's not going to have any real scripts in there. And it says main index. We haven't created that yet. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to touch what's called a Babel RC file. And this is where Babel, which is a transpiler that takes your ES-Future, ES6, or ES7 code and brings it back down to ES5. So I'm going to touch that, and obviously you shouldn't be able to see that because that's a hidden file, but when we open it up, you can. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to create a directory called public, and inside of public, I would like to just create a index.html file, and I think that's about all I want to do right now for that. And finally, I want to create what's called a webpack.config.js file. And so instead of running Webpack, from the command line, giving it an entry file, and then an output, whatever, you can create what's called a webpack.config.js file. And Webpack is going to look for that. I don't know if it looks everywhere, but definitely if you have it in the same directory as where you're going to run it, it's going to find that, and then it's going to take your configuration from there. So what I want to do before any of this is install the node modules we need. So I'm going to go through them one by one. We're going to need React, obviously, because we're using React DOM, so that we can render our elements. We're going to need the Babel CLI. This is the Babel command line interface. And then we're going to need Babel Core, which brings all of Babel's features. Next up, we're going to need what's called a Babel loader. And basically, Webpack is going to use this to, once we configure it to look for all JavaScript files, Webpack is going to use this to run these files through Babel. We're going to need a style loader for CSS. We are also going to need a, I'm trying to think what's the next one, a CSS loader. And again, these are for our styles. I'm going to install Webpack dev server, so we're going to work with that. Let's see, what else do we need? We need Babel preset ES 2015. And basically what this is going to allow us to do is inside of our Babel RC file, we can put these as what are called presets, so that Babel will automatically take all of the plugins from ES 2015 as well as React. So I'm going to say Babel preset React. And then let me think if I need anything else. I think that's about it. Let me see. So we got that. All right, so let's run --save on that and make sure we do not get any errors. And so one thing I want to explain is Webpack Dev Server. It's basically just a little Express server running in the background, and you can give it a few options, but really it'll usually serve out of the directory that you put for the public path property. But we will look at that in 1 second as soon as this finishes. Okay, so we're almost there. And all right, it's installing. Awesome. So we got all of our node modules, and we can just look at this, right? So we got everything there, and TPQ. Okay, cool. And so now I want to open this up with Sublime, and let me just do it as using one before for fun. So I'm going to go into my index, and I'm going to give some boilerplate for HTML, and I'm just going to say Webpack setup. And so what we want to do, I want to create a file in here called just index.js, and this is going to be my input file, right? Let me change this to Babel JavaScript. Okay, so I want to take all of my files from index, and I want them to output into what's called a dist file under the name of bundle.js. So what I need to do is, inside my Webpack config.js, I need to create an object. I'm going to say module.exports, and we're going to give it a few properties. First, we're going to give it a property called context, and I'm going to put dir name, which is a node global, which just allows Webpack to know that basically the directory that we're in is going to go off of, or we're going to go off that directory, so whatever directory it's looking at. Next up, we're going to create a path called entry, and so the entry is going to be, here it is, it's going to be in public index. Now I need to give it a property called output, and this is an object in itself, and so it needs a path, and the path is going to be /public, the path is going to be /dist, and then what I want to do is you're going to give it a file name, and I'm going to say file name is bundle.js. And let's see, now what we need to do is we're going to give it a property called modules, and this is an object, and this is where we're going to pass in our loaders. So I'm going to say loaders, and this is an array which takes in some objects. So this first one is going to be JavaScript, so we give it a test property, and so what we can do here is we can say this test, and our test is going to be anything that ends in JS, and then let me say, I think that's it. Okay, so it's just a regex, and then cool. So, and what loader we want to use is called the Babel loader, and again that will pipe it all through Babel. And finally, our next test is going to be for CSS, and what loader we want to use. We want to use two loaders, so we want to use, let me see if this is, I'm trying to think if this is an array. So no, we can say style loader, and then we'll give it an exclamation mark, and basically what that says is first pipe it through the CSS loader, and then pipe it through style. Okay, and with all of that, that should work. So let's go ahead and try this out. And what I want to do is I want to actually set up a script in here. So I'm going to change that to test. I'm going to just say Webpack, and I'm going to alias this as Webpack watch. And so what we can do now is we can say npm run Webpack, and let's see if I get any errors. Cannot resolve module public index. Okay, so what I want to do is actually create this variable called path, and I'm going to require it. And this is a node module that's given to you on installation of Node, and basically this will resolve a lot of paths for you. So I'm going to say my entry is going to be actually, it's going to be like this. It's going to be path.resolve, dir name, and then it's going to be, what is it going to be? Public and index. Cool. So that should work now. Let me go ahead and reset that. Run Webpack. And what is it saying? Simple Webpack, set up public index .html, or not, sorry, not index, JS. Go back now and try this again. Webpack, result users, desktop public, index.js. Oh, it's not showing up for some reason. Let me rename this. Okay, so now it should work. Okay, let's run it. There we go. So now it worked. I don't know why, for some reason it didn't pick it up. And now, so if we look under here, it's now generated a dist file for us, and we can sort of see it has 5 in there. But if we go back here, because we got watch on, say 15, it's going to run again. It's bundled it. And if we go back here, there you go, 15. So we got all of that running. Next thing that we want to do is I want to create another property called DevTools. And I'm going to set this to source map, because I would like a source map. I'm trying to think if it's I think it's a dash, like a source map outputted. So let me try that again. Webpack, okay, cool. And maybe it's not. DevTools, source map. And let me change this to 20, 205. DevTools. Maybe I did it wrong. DevTool. Oh, sorry, DevTool. I think that's what it is. There we go. So now we got a map, and that's going to help for browser debugging. Next up, what we'd like to do is actually make sure our loaders are working. So I'm going to create another file inside of here called app.js, and I don't know why it doesn't pick it up the first time. Okay, hold on. Say test. Huh, that's kind of strange. Okay. Bible, JavaScript, rename. JS. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we're going to import React from React, and we also want the component. So component, and what we also want is we want the render method from React DOM. And what I can do here is, well, actually I want to do this in my index, so we'll just do component. What I can do is I say class app extends component, and we'll do a very simple component. We'll give it a render method and a return, and what we'll say in here is a div with an h1 welcome to Webpack setup h1. Okay, cool. And then we'll bring it in here, so we'll say import. What do we want to import? App from slash app, or I guess, let me see, from app. And I need to do one more thing. I need to actually export this. So export default app. It's still running and it looks good. Make sure that's not erroring on anything. From app. Okay, sorry, I was just laughing about something. All right, so now that we've exported that, all right, what we can do now is inside of this index, I'm going to now call the render method, but we need to import that. So I'll say import React from React again, and import render from React DOM. And I'm going to call render, and I'm going to say app, and I'm going to say document.get element by ID, and I'm just going to say root. And what is it telling me? Let's look and make sure it does not. Unexpected token, index.js, public index.js, and I think because I did the regex wrong, .js, let me try that again. Yeah, I think I did the regex wrong. .js. Webpack. And I think I did that right. .js. Oh. Yeah. Webpack.js. What is it? Regex. I don't know if I did it wrong. Let's look. JSX. Loaders test. Module loaders. Objects test. .js. Score. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did it right. JS loader, loader. And let me exclude the node modules. Node modules. We can exclude them from that as well, just to decrease the load time, how long it takes. So not install it or something. npm install babel loader dash save. Let's see. Oh, I don't think I installed. Did I? Let me see. Oh, I don't think I installed Webpack locally with that. Alright, let's run it again. Webpack. What does it say? Modules. Does it look like that? Module loader. Oh, sorry, module. I don't know what I was thinking. Alright, so npm run webpack. Let's get this up and running. Here we go. I was watching the files. And what is it saying now? Index.js. Import app from app. What is it failing at that? Like setup. Oh, right. I haven't filled out the. My bad, guys. I haven't filled out the Babel RC. So we say presets, and we'll give it this an array, and we'll say ES 2015, and we want React. Okay. Sorry, I always forget how long it takes the initial setup. Okay, run Webpack. Let's run this again. Here we go. And cool. So yeah, we got the path right, I think. Let's run that. Cannot resolve .public index.js. Cannot resolve app. Why not? And again, I think it's because it's not recognizing it as a JavaScript file for some reason. There we go. Let's run that again. And what the heck, man? Alright, cool. So now we got it to run, and what we can do now is if we go in here and we give it script source of what do we want to do? This bundle.js, and we can say div with app. Now, if we go ahead and open this in the browser, Webpack setup, and what is our error now? Let's go ahead and look at that. Okay, let's look. Public disk bundle.js. Oh, right. That's right. Okay, so it works in Dart container, and this is because what we need to do actually is change this to root. And here we go. There we go. So we got it set up. Awesome. And because we have Webpack watch on, we still got our watch. What I can do is I can go in here and say, welcome to the Webpack setup. Yo. And it's going to rebundle it. Here we go. Welcome to the Webpack setup. Yo. Last thing that I want to show is the dev server. So I can say Webpack dev server. And this should, what is it doing? Needs to be an output.path. Oh, sorry. Path is this. And run this again. Webpack dev server. Okay, so now it's served from 8080. So we go here. We can see it, and then we go public. Welcome to the Webpack setup, yo. So we got our dev server running as well, and we can actually run it hot. I think dev server hot, and same sort of deal right here. It's gonna load for us, and we can come into. There we go. Still compiling well. And then we can come in here and say, welcome to Webpack setup. Should recompile. There we go. And it's, yeah, because it's caching it, so it's not taking it from there. So I don't want to configure the dev server in here, but let me see. Let me see if I can do it actually. We'll say dev server, and we'll say give it a few properties of history, API, fallback, basically what this fallback, or true, and this will default to index if we get a 4-4, and then we can say public path is, what's the public path going to be? It's going to be public, so now we can change this out to Webpack dev server, run this, and now it's going to say output served from public, 4 force will fall back to, so that works, and then watch. Okay, so I think what's happening is that we have a dist in here, and it's serving from there, and that's right. And what we need to do is change this to public path is going to be, let's say static, okay. Get public index. Okay, there we go. So now it works. I think I can actually get rid of that static. I was just going to see if I could do it into another folder and let it compile. Disconnected. Here we go. Awesome. So we do have it watching, and then what I can do now is it should watch my files, recompile. There we go. So now you can look at that. That's pretty freaking awesome. It is watching it, and it's going to reload our file, so you can sort of see it right here. There we go. Welcome, or what we all have been waiting for. Webpack, all the things. Woo! There it is, Webpack, all the things. And the last thing I wanted to show you guys was using CSS. So I can create a style sheet. Maybe it could just called styles.css or styles.css. And inside of here, I can just say body, background, color, red. And what I can do is import it. So I'll say import CSS from I want to say dot styles.css. So check this out. It's going to update it. And what is there? Okay, there we go. Look at that. Look at that. That is amazing. Not true. Not true. I think it already defaults that. But. So yeah, and then if I update this right to blue, here we go. It's going to recompile. There we go. Webpack, all the things. Yo. It's updating. There we go. Cool. So yeah, guys, that was your basic Webpack setup, and really the only sort of gotcha was when you're running Webpack dev server, you don't actually want to have that dist folder that we created, because what's going to happen is it's going to just keep looking in there, and that output is going to be outdated, and it's just taking that file that's already there. So that is the one sort of gotcha. And again, if you need to use something in the node modules folder, right, like Bootstrap, then obviously you don't want to exclude this. There's also an include property, but it really just depends on what you want to do. And these properties right here, history API fallback, it's just a fallback to index. Public path, this is where you want to have it serve out of. And then hot and inline, it looks like you don't need it because it's already doing it. I think this has more to do with the actual module replacement, which we can talk about in another video. Basically what this will do is this will allow you to have the server restart, or not restart, but just update your components. So sort of keeping the state, saves the state, but will allow you to debug a lot easier, say if you have like a drop-down menu or something. But yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. So take care. Have a great day.